Hi and welcome to Animate and Create. Today's show is focusing on character design and drawn animation, but before we start, let's look at the series competition.
For our competition, we're asking you to create a short animation for our sponsors, the Clean Kent campaign, around the theme Cleaner, Greener, Safer. For this, we're asking you to produce an animation about the community or environment that you live in. There are lots of great prizes up for grabs, with the winning primary and secondary school receiving animation kits, with signed DVDs for the runners-up. All entries must be uploaded onto Kent TV by the 6th of April 2009 and must be under 30 seconds in length. For full terms and conditions, see kenttv.com. Good luck and get animating.
To link with today's drawn theme, we have an interview with Curtis Jobling, who designed Bob the Builder and created the fantastic animation Frankenstein's cat. Here's what he had to say.
I'd like to really start by asking how old were you when you first started designing characters, and what were they like?
I used to draw these huge dioramas in the classroom of just get about six big sheets of paper, sellotape them together and draw giant space stations with all sorts of little things going on in there, like from the film Silent Running, you know, little greenhouses and droids and spaceships and mechanics working outside. I suppose I was a bit obsessive as a child drawing, yeah.
Can you describe how an idea for Frankenstein's cat turns into an episode for us?
Frankenstein's cat, before we started the production proper, the BBC had commissioned the show, which meant they were they'd committed to actually making it. We got a team of writers together, people who we wanted to work with, and we went away for a writer's workshop, which basically meant staying in a haunted castle in the Wirral, in the northwest of the country, for a couple of days, and just brainstorming ideas. So we kind of deconstructed the whole show, what it was about, and then built it back up again. Worked out who was at the heart of the show, which characters were important, and where most of the stories would come from. So that was the most sort of informative thing that kind of led where the writers then took the episodes to.
Okay, Curtis, you have Frankenstein's cat, which is the star of the show, but how did you come up with new characters within the show?
Well, we had to, obviously the world has to be populated by characters, and it wouldn't, in the case of, if I compare it to Bob the Builder, for example, on Bob, with it being a preschool show, all the characters have a very generic look to them. They all look the same in so much as they have the round head, the egg-shaped body, the beady eyes. We basically just change the wigs and change the costumes when we need a new character. So it's a case of playing with shapes. That's what I do, glorified playing with shapes. So I work through a sketchbook. I start out with a rough shape of a character, and then I'll pull it this way, I'll stretch it that, I'll move the eyes out to the side, I'll give it a double chin, I'll give it a pointy nose, I'll bring it back, and before you know it, you're coming up with lots of different variations until you settle upon something that feels right for the show. So that's really, it's just working through sketchbooks. That's the thing that's most important when you're designing characters. It's exploring every single avenue for each character design, and then settling on the one that's right. It may be that the first one was the best one, but until you've tried all those different variants, you're not going to know.
Thanks again to Curtis for taking the time to speak to Animate and Create. Both Frankenstein's cat and Bob the Builder are two really great examples of animated characters. Now, taking on board what Curtis has just talked about, I'm going to design my own animated character. To start with, I'm actually going to use two pieces of paper. One for my rough designs, and then this is going to be for my final character once I've finished. So I'm going to put that to one side to start with.
I'm going to use shapes to design my characters, like how Curtis described how he draws his characters, playing around with shapes. These shapes are going to form a snail, so I'm just starting with his shell, and then following the rectangle, add his body, and finish with the eye stalks.
So once I've drawn the outline with a pencil, I'm then going to change to my marker pen. And then following the character design rather than the shapes this time. And there I have my snail.
Another character I produced was a seal, from a large circle and two rectangles.
Okay, so the third and final character is going to be just the same as the ones I've done before. It's going to be an elephant. I'm going to start off with a nice big rock, a big circle, two slightly smaller circles there.
I'm then going to follow the shapes as a guide to draw my elephant's outline. I now want to add some colour to brighten them up. So following the pencil line, I'm going to use a coloured pen. Once I've done that, I can rub all of the pencil lines away to leave a neat pen design. Then to finish off, I'm using a coloured pencil to fill his body. Now I just need to repeat this process over a series of drawings to create a drawn animation. Using the elephant design, I've drawn 18 versions of him to create my animation. Each drawing I've kept the elephant's body in the same position and just moved his trunk up slightly each time. This is going to create movement when I animate him.
As with cutout animation, you're going to have to place your camera into a rostrum position, so the camera's shooting down onto the desk. You might also want to consider using a desk lamp. This is so you can see extra detail in your artwork, but it also might get rid of any shadows caused by your rostrum's shadow. Now once everything's in position, you're ready to start capturing your animation on your computer. I place my first cell into place. Then I'm going to capture my photograph. And once that's finished, and put cell number 2 into position. Take a picture. And put number 3 in. Take a picture.
I'm going to continue this process until I've captured all of my drawings, and then my animation's done.
There you have it, your very own 2D animation. Why don't you try it for yourself, then upload it onto kenttv.com for others to view. See you next time.